Well, hello everybody out there in Atlanta. This is Chris from HLXC.com with another exciting episode of Topher's Vlog. We are back out at Universal Orlando Resort today. We've got a quick look at some small updates for Halloween Horror Nights 30. Going on in the streets today is Monday. It's a very hot Monday out here. But anyway, so we got some stuff to look at in the park. Small things, like I said. There's also some little things that I want to talk about in regards to certain houses, especially things that have already been announced or not announced. There's a little bit of confusion on that, so we'll talk a little about that a little bit later. But yeah, so quick update out here. Let's not waste any more time. Let's have some fun. As we walk up to the turnstiles, the middle gate is open today. Middle section's cordoned off, but they have people on either side scanning tickets, so that's interesting. So here's today's look down Production Central. Despicable Me is at 90 minutes. Shrek is at 60, so a little bit busier than normal, but we are here to see this. We have our first look at some work going on down here, Production Central. Plaza of the Stars, Avenue of the Stars, whatever you want to call it. So nice little overhang here going off in the middle. They're coming down, coming through. Probably was a, I don't know, I think maybe they might put maybe one or two more down here, but this is the first big piece of stuff that we see here in Production Central. Over there. So there you go. Good times. So Friday we had that dance competition going on over here in the Plaza of the Stars. Now that that is gone, the Olympic banners have returned to the plaza. So Kitty Ledecky is there. Simone Biles, of course. There you go. So everything is back for the Olympics. Of course, they have the little food venues are still here. Don't quite know how how successful this stuff has been, but it is what it is. Synergy, of course, NBC broadcasts the Olympics, so it is what it is. Got some ads playing now, so good times. Nothing new in the New York scare zone. Those barrels are still not back out, but we do have some lights now pointing at the stage here, so that's good, but the barrels are still missing. We've got some possessed mummy figures out on stilts, of course. These guys are awesome. I love these guys. But yeah, so the barrels are still missing, but we not too much change happening here in New York. Got some lights up here now that are not for the parade. So yeah. That's it. Not much to report in New York here. So around our lighting rig porn stuff, we've started to finally see some lights being placed on top of the rigs, so that's good. So this is the one that's over by Transformers. Got a couple others to look at, which we'll take a look at. As the rain clouds start to move in, this is over in Central Park, so our lighting rigs that we saw put up last week have all received actual light upgrades, so they all have some lights on the trusses. So progress over here in Central Park, so they all have lights, so that's good. Some more down on this end. And then some on the last one over here, but of course still speakers over here. So that's it for Central Park. Here's today's weekly hype check on the Men in Black tent as well. So I stopped really quickly for a bit of shade. We are over in the Fear Factor Live courtyard, which is uncordoned off. I am intently listening for stuff going on inside the stage here. I do hear some shuffling around, nothing else, but there's definitely some stuff going on in there. But I did want to stop a little bit for a minute and talk a little bit about the houses that have already been announced for Halloween Horror Nights 30. We have 4 real official houses. We have Beetlejuice, Haunting of Hill House, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. We have one house that has actually been announced, but not officially on the website just yet. It was announced last year in a little behind-the-scenes video featuring Greg Nicotero and Mike Aiello. Now that house is Puppet Theater Captive Audience. Now in that video, they did say the house was coming to Halloween Horror Nights in 2021. So they did say it was coming in 2021. It wasn't like they didn't mention it at all. They did in fact say that it was coming this year.
And I'm standing inside one of the amazing mazes for Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. We are in preparations to bring you the best Halloween Horror Nights event you've ever seen for 2021. And today we're going to give you a sneak peek inside one of these haunted mazes. Coming along with us is a dear friend and collaborator, award-winning executive producer and director Greg Nicotero is going to join us as we experience Puppet Theater Captive Audience.
So, and that makes sense because all the houses, with the exception of one last year, have come back. They were kept up all year. They didn't demolish them. Because, I mean, when you talk about like finances and stuff like that, it would be very costly for them to knock down the houses from last year and then go in and rebuild them for this year. So they just kept everything up this year. So that house is indeed coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year. It just hasn't been double officially announced on the Halloween Horror Nights website. We know it's coming based on that video. They said in the video that it was coming this year. So that's it. I've heard a little bit of confusion about that. So as the helicopter goes overhead, Puppet Theater Captive Audience is indeed coming to Halloween Horror Nights 30. Just hasn't been officially announced on the actual website yet, but announced last year. So just wanted to make mention of that. We have some birds chirping, of course. We could hear stuff being dragged around inside the stadium. So as the rain comes, we're gonna try to work our way quickly around to the front and get out of here before it starts to pour like the dickens. Quick check on the rigs in the back of the park. No lights have propagated on these things, so nothing quite yet on these. Still nothing major in San Francisco, but we do have some rigs on top of buildings. So we got those there, and there's some over here. So nothing on ground level just yet, but some lights on top of roofs. As we exit the park, I can't help but look at Hello Kitty now without thinking that it's possibly Chucky under that garb. If you haven't seen the sci-fi, the preview of the Comic-Con at home they had for the Chucky series yesterday, there's that still image floating around of Chucky in a Hello Kitty mask, and it's one of the funniest things I think I've seen in a long time. So that's going to do it for us out here today at Universal Orlando Resorts with our continued look at the construction progress for Halloween Horror Nights 30. Some stuff over there in Production Central, Evidence of Stars, the trussing going on over there. Also some actual lights on the lighting rigs in Central Park. Going to be a gory good time, I think. Gory good time. So yeah, before I leave, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to people who continue to follow me and support me. This has been a long journey for me. I started doing, for people who might not be familiar with who I am, I started doing all this stuff way back in 2010, 2011. I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights since 2000, every year since then. Of course, with the exception of 2020. Nobody went to Halloween Horror Nights in 2020, so there's that. So thanks everyone who continue to follow and support me. I try to keep things as light as possible, even though I'm not necessarily known for my jovial personality, but I am, I'm kind of a goofball. I'm a 40-something-year-old man walking around with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt on. Okay, that should tell you something about my personality. It is what it is. But yeah, so there are times where, sometimes, I sort of look and I go, well, there are times where I just kind of want to stop and, with the bickering and people and stuff. And You know, it's kind of why I walked away. There was a point back in 2013 where I did walk away from all this, but I came back. You know, some people wanted me to do it again, so I came back. I know I am a small fish in a big pond, but I don't care as long as I put out quality things and accurate things, and, you know, I just don't care. I enjoy doing it, even though there are days where you just feel like, you know what, I want to fucking stop. You know, the noise gets too much. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take a break in life. You know, it's already been an interesting time here in 2021. You know, I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little bit nervous about the current state of affairs here in Florida. It is what it is, but you know, we trudge on. Halloween Horror Nights start September 3rd. So yeah, so that's going to do it for me out here today, guys. As usual, everybody, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time.